The egg ruptures and you tear free. Your body is the length of a fingernail. Your eyes are too large for your head. Your fins are membranes that barely move water. And the yolk sac, hanging from your belly, has not finished feeding you yet. The gravel presses from every direction. You are born with your food attached to your body, and it is the most visible thing about you. Your movement through the gravel sends a pulse up through the water. Fine particles lift and resettle. The vibration travels 6 inches through the substrate, and something above you responds. A sculpin, broad-headed and bottom-dwelling, noses down through the gaps in the stones. It is not fast. It doesn't need to be. The gap between you and it is the width of your own body. You do nothing. You press flat against a piece of granite, and your yolk sac flattens with you, and you hold whatever position your body found when the shadow arrived. The sculpin works through the gravel. It finds nothing it can fix on. It moves upstream, and the water settles back to its baseline cold. You have not moved. You have not eaten. The gravel is your whole world, and for now, that is the correct amount of world to have. Weeks pass in the gravel before your yolk sac closes into your body, and you push up through the stones into open current for the first time. Your tail misreads the current and sends you sideways on the first 3 attempts. The river is louder than anything the gravel prepared you for. Light comes from above in shifting columns, and the water around you is full of things moving. Detritus, insects, and dozens of bodies, exactly like yours, pouring up through the gravel in the same days, all of you entering the same cold, fast, lit space at once. You eat your first invertebrate on the 4th day, a midge larva, smaller than your eye. You miss it twice. On the 3rd pass, your mouth closes on it, and your jaw knows what to do before the rest of you does. You eat 17 more that afternoon. Your fins stop overcorrecting. The current begins to feel like information rather than obstacle. A push that tells you where the bottom is, where the eddies pool, where to hold position without burning energy you don't have. You are learning the river. The river does not care. One afternoon, a kingfisher drops through the surface 3 body lengths to your left. The school explodes. Not a decision. The movement of one body triggering the movement of all the others at once. A scatter response that turns 40 small silver targets into a chaos of directions. The bird closes on 2 of them and misses both. You are already behind a submerged root. The school regroups downstream in a pool, and the kingfisher doesn't follow. The school never looked for you. You found your way back because the others were already moving, and your body followed the pressure wave of their swimming. The school does not keep count of who returns. It reassembles and resumes feeding. You have 8 months in this river before the chemistry of the ocean pulls you down. What the ocean requires, your river body is not yet built to handle. Months pass, and your body starts showing what it is going to become. The par marks, those dark oval patches that broke up your silhouette against the riverbed, begin to fade. Your sides silver over. Your back deepens to blue-green. You are becoming something the river cannot hold anymore. And one morning in spring, the current at your tail feels different. Not like a push to resist, but like a direction to follow. You go with it. So does every other yearling in the pool. The river carries you down. The estuary is where the salt starts. Your kidneys shift their whole operating logic over the course of days, relearning how to manage water when the water now wants to pull the salt out of you instead of dilute it. Your gills restructure at the cellular level. You emerge into the open Pacific as a different machine than the one that left the gravel, and the ocean receives you without acknowledgement. The ocean is enormous in a way the river could not have prepared you for. Not the depth, though the depth is real, but the horizontal scale, the way threat can arrive from any direction, including straight up. Your counter-shading works here. Dark blue-green on your back matches the ocean surface seen from below. Silver on your belly matches the lit sky seen from above. You are hardest to see when you are exactly where you are. For 4 years, you use this. You eat krill, then herring, then sand lance, and your body converts them into muscle and fat with an efficiency your freshwater self couldn't have managed. You grow. A sea lion comes from below on a gray afternoon when the thermocline blurs your visibility downward. You feel it before you see it. A pressure wave your lateral line reads as mass moving fast. You don't turn to look. You angle hard left and dive, crossing below the attack vector, letting the current differential between 2 water layers push you wide. The sea lion overshoots. It turns, and you turn with it, matching its angle from outside its acceleration. And then the school around you does what schools do, and the sea lion picks a target from the outer edge. You are already 40 meters away, and the krill layer is thicker to the north. A smaller salmon from the same river you came from is taken behind you. You were never going back for it anyway. The signal arrives in your 4th year, and it is not gradual. A hormonal cascade moves through your system like a door opening that was never meant to be opened twice. Your muscles begin breaking down fat differently. Your skin starts pulling pigment from your flesh and pushing it to the surface. First yellow, then orange, then the deep arterial red that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Your jaw begins to curve, the tip hooking upward and forward, reshaping the bone, closing off the geometry that made feeding possible. You feel the pull before you have any way to account for it. A direction, chemical, absolute, running counter to every current you have navigated for 4 years. You turn toward the coast. You find the river by smell. Not the river in general, your river. The specific dissolved mineral profile of the water that filtered through that specific gravel in that specific drainage. One chemical signature among thousands of rivers opening into the same ocean. Your olfactory receptors are reading concentrations that instruments would struggle to measure, and they are certain. You enter the mouth of the river, and the salt falls away behind you, and your kidneys begin their second restructuring, and you drive upstream. You are red now. Fully, completely, maximum red. Every bear on this river can see you from the bank. Every eagle has the angle. The color that hid you in the ocean for 4 years has reversed its function entirely. A spawning signal, a competitive display, a claim broadcast to every rival male in the water, and it has made you the most visible thing in the river. Your kype catches the current at a new angle. Your body knows what it is here to do. A male cuts across your position above the red. You hit him with your flank before he reaches the gravel. He turns. You hit him again. Your kype is a lever now. You use it to drive his head down, and he loses position in the current, and the female above the gravel responds to the pressure of your body holding its space. You dig the red together. She releases eggs in a pale cloud, and you release milt into the current above them, and the water does the rest. You cover the gravel. The eggs are in. One afternoon, the river runs fast over a shallow crossing, and the bear that has been working this section all afternoon takes the salmon directly to your right. One motion. The other fish is there, and then it is not, and the water runs red where it was, and then just runs. You find a gap behind a boulder. The current holds you there. Your tail works to hold position. Your tail is working less efficiently than it was yesterday. The signal that started in your 4th year does not stop. It was never meant to. The same hormonal cascade that turned you red and curved your jaw and drove you 1,000 miles upriver continues past the point of spawning, because it was never about the spawning. The spawning was one event inside a larger sequence, and the sequence is still running. Your immune system receives the signal and stands down. Your muscle tissue breaks down faster than you can replace it. Your skin softens. The same red pigment that broadcast your fitness to rivals and bears is now moving through your bloodstream as your body works through its own surface. Your kype is still there, curving into the current. There are no more rivals. The red is covered. Your kype holds its angle in the water and does nothing with it. You hold in the current for another day. Your tail moves. The river doesn't register how long the tail has been moving or how many miles it has covered. You list to one side, you correct. You list again, and this time the correction is slower. The current takes you, and you go with it the way you went with it at the very beginning, when you were too small to do otherwise. The gravel comes up. You settle onto it. The river keeps moving. The bears are still working the banks. The eggs in the red behind you are 48 days from hatching. You made it from the gravel to the ocean and back to the same gravel in 4 years, which almost no animal on Earth attempts, and almost none complete. Your body dissolved in the same river that made you, which is what bodies dissolved in this river have always done. The nutrients from your flesh will work up through the streambed and into the trees on the bank. And the trees were here before salmon existed, and will be here long after the idea of salmon is gone.